Camera, rolling, action.
Hello students, welcome to the second lecture of MC301, the second lecture of the general part of environmental science, the mandatory course, right? Now we have already gone through the first lecture and I think you remembered our oath that we need to protect our mother earth under any respect, under whatever the conditions may be, right? So with this oath, let us discuss about the second lecture. Now this lecture is dedicated to the study of population, right? It's a huge thing, right? Being the second most populated country in the world, we know what population means and how we are dealing the different problems associated with it. But basically, see, population, it is not only important for us to talk about it, rather it is very important for us to know that how population growth is to be determined, okay? So for knowing that, first we need to know that yes, every 10 years there is a thing called census, and it calculates the total population that is in a particular country, that is staying in a particular country, right? But here we are not going to discuss about the census, rather here we will discuss about the what is population growth, right? What is birth rate, what is death rate, okay? How population growth is studied, and what are the different types of population growth. Now whenever we will study the different types of population growth, we will come across that there are basically two types of population growth studies. One is the exponential growth and another is the logistic growth, right? Now exponential growth, how it occurs and what are its basic aspects, that we will see in this particular lecture. After that we will see that what is logistic growth, why logistic growth is called, why the name is like that. It is very much logical. So what about exponential? It is illogical. Okay, so that queries we will solve here only in this particular lecture, right? After that we will see that in exponential growth there are basically two different aspects. One is half-life of population, another is doubling time of population, right? So when suppose you are having 1 million population, when it will become 2 million, that calculation we can do here. Or else if the death rate is considered, right? Suppose you are having 1 million, when it will become half million, okay? That also we can calculate here, okay? So and another important parameter is carrying capacity, that is K, right? What is carrying capacity, why it is included in the logistic growth rate, and how we are going to see it, that also we people will discuss in this particular lecture. And after this lecture we will come across with some questions. Now what is your duty? You see the lecture from top to bottom, beginning to end, right? See it very carefully, because there are certain numericals that we are going to discuss regarding the several expressions that are present here, okay? After that you just try to solve the questions that are at the end of the lecture, and if you are having any queries, just write down in the comment box. I will answer right there, or else you can mail me up, you can call me up, right? There are multiple ways to have contact, okay? So my contact details are given, right? You just we will discuss and we'll solve whatever problems you are. Okay, so get ready for the second lecture. Here it comes, and always remember, earth is our mother and we need to protect her, right, under whatever conditions. Okay, so with this oath, let us start the second lecture.
World's population has doubled in just 4 decades. 7.6 billion of us now live on the planet, and it's likely there will be a billion more by 2030. But population growth varies from continent to continent. The fastest population rises are in Africa and Asia, which will have 8 of the 10 most populous countries by 2050. India is set to overtake China as the country with the largest population. Nigeria has one of the fastest growing populations in the world. It's set to become the world's 3rd most populous country. In many African countries, women have on average 5 children each. In Niger, it's 7. That's well above the global average of 2.4 children per woman. Populations are also rising because they're aging. Fewer people are dying than are being born. In the last century, life expectancy has almost doubled in some countries. In India, it's almost tripled.
So this lecture deals with population and its growth, right? Now The population term is very common to all of us because we are the second largest manpower in the world, just after China, right, with a population of around 1.32 billion people. So basically in this lecture we will be discussing about each and everything that is related to the word population. We will see what is birth rate, what is death rate, right, what is mortality rate, and how all this varies with time. Everything we will see in this particular lecture, right? So stay tuned till the end of the lecture. And if we go for the definition of population, so what the definition is, it is quite simple. That population is defined as a group of organism of any species. It may be population of ants, it may be population of humans, it may be population of elephants, it may be population of anything else, right, in a particular space, which can breed among themselves and who just leads their life in their own way, right, who can breed among themselves and can live in a particular area, and they live in groups, right. That is called population. So whenever population growth will be defined, that how much population has increased or decreased with time, then we will always see that what is the strength of population of so whenever population growth is concerned, it just defines that how many number of people are present in a given area, right. Suppose in 1000 square feet area, how many persons are present in a given time, that at only will be defined by the word population growth, right. Now population growth depends actually on multiple factors, right. It will just depend on the fact that how much of the people are present in a particular area. Not only that, see how much population, it means it increases and decreases with time. What I am trying to say is that population will vary in its own way, right. It may happen that 100 persons are present in this year, 30 persons have died, in the next year 70 persons are present. It also may happen that 100 persons are living in this year, 30 persons have died, and 50 are newborn. In that case, the total population will become how much? 100 minus 30 is 70, plus 50 will be 120, right. Then we will say there is an increase in population, that is actually the term population growth, right. So basically it depends. Actually it may happen that number of deaths is more than the number of births, right. Now the question arises, what is birth rate and what is death rate? The number of live births per thousand of a population per year is called actually birth rate, right. Now what do you mean by the fact number of live births? See, if you are giving birth, if any lady unfortunately is giving birth to a dead child, right, then that is not counted into the population because he or she is already dead, right. So number of live births per thousand of population per year of a particular country or so is called birth rate, and the reverse is called death rate, right. The reverse is called death rate, means how many persons have died in a particular area, right, per thousand people per year over a period of time, right, and that period of time is 1 year obviously. Now question arises, what is mortality rate? Now this death rate is also called mortality rate, that is the formal name of the term death rate, right. So let us move on. Now how population growth can be studied and how it can be classified, we will discuss that, right. So basically there are two models of population growth, as you can see. The first one will be exponential growth model, and the second one will be the logistic growth model, right. So we will discuss each of these lectures, each of these growth models, right, one by one, and we'll see why exponential growth model is said so and why logistic growth model is named like this. Okay, so let's look into the exponential growth model, right. Now as you can see, the exponential growth model considers the fact that rate of exchange of population will be proportional directly to the size of the population in a given area at a given time, right? So if the population exchange rate is considered to be dNT dt, right? ddt is a normal derivative, as you people already know, because you I suppose I believe that you people are having good knowledge of mathematics, right? So definitely what is ddt you people already know, right? Now dNT dt is nothing but rate of change of population. Now the fact is here we can see that what is NT, right? Now NT denotes the number of persons living in a particular area, and T denotes time, right? Now if this proportional is just removed, and then we need to introduce a constant which is R, right? Now R is rate of growth of population, okay? Now this, if this equation is integrated, as you can see it has been integrated both sides, right? Then we will be getting ln nt is equal to RT plus Z, right? Now tell me, with which particular derivation of your class 12 does this particular expression matches? You need to tell me, right? You have 5 seconds and starts 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have you got the answer? If not, then I'm telling you. If yes, then just tally it, the answer with me, so that you make it sure that you have got the correct answer, right? So basically this particular derivation resembles the kinetics derivations, right? First order kinetics derivation or zero order kinetics derivation, it is just like that, okay? So integrating the equations, we are getting that particular expression, that ln nt is equal to RT plus Z. Now we need to consider that when the population has not started, right, at the initial time, right? At the initial time, the population was supposed to be 0, and time t will be also equals to 0, right? So what we will be doing, we will be plotting the value of t equals to 0 and nt equals to n0 in this particular equation, which is ln nt is equal to RT plus Z, right? Now after doing that, what basically we people are getting, we are getting ln n0 is equal to Z, right? Okay. Now if ln n0 is equal to Z, then what will happen? We were we will put the value of Z, that is ln n0, in our previous equation, ln nt equals to RT plus Z, and what we will be getting? We'll be getting ln n0 nt is equal to RT, which will become exponential factor in the next line if we remove the log base n, that is ln, right? Now this is a very simple mathematical derivation, okay? And why it is called exponential growth, you people have already, I think you people have understood that the final result, the final expression of exponential growth contains the exponential factor e to the power RT, right? So this was the basic derivation of exponential growth. Now we will go to the doubling time of population. After that we will move to the half time of population, okay? Now doubling time of population is nothing but the time at which this particular population will be doubled, okay? Now when this particular population will be doubled, if we just move into this particular fact, what we people will see, we will see that we need to just make double of the initial value, right? Now nt equals to n0 e to the power RT, that we people already have, okay? We have got this from our previous derivation. Now here what we are going to do, just we are replacing n0 by 2n0, okay? Then what will happen, whatever value will come, if we incorporate that, then we'll be getting td is nothing but doubling time, is equal to ln2 into r, right? Which finally if we put the value of ln2, it will become 0.693 by r, okay? Now here one important thing is present. If we do the derivation of half time, we will get exactly the same value, but just one minus sign will be there, because see, doubling population and half population will be just similar if the will be just similar but opposite in their own terms, right? Okay, now let us go to the half time of population thing. What we'll be seeing that same we are working with the same expression, nt equals to n0 e to the power rt. There in the last equation we have incorporated n0 is equal to 2n0. Why? Because the initial time has been doubled, right? Because it was doubling rate of population. But here what we'll be doing, we will be taking nt is equal to nt is equal to half n0 actually, right? Because it is half time. Okay, now here is clearly written that minus sign indicates decay. Decay means nothing but decrease in rate of population. Okay, human cannot decay, it is decrease in rate of population, right? And here t will be denoted as t half. Okay, so let us go into the details. The same thing, whatever I have told, you can see it here. T half is equal to ln 2 by r, right? Here r1 is written because just the minus has been removed and r changes to r prime or r1, right? So again it becomes 0.693 by k. So basically here it is clearly shown that doubling time and half time becomes equal under certain circumstances. Okay, now if we go for the graph of exponential growth, right, you will see that it just varies with a curve rate, right? It is actually positive slope with a curve rate with the equation as per the equation that we have seen. Okay, it is population size it is the rate of change of population, that is dnt dt versus time. Okay, that is what the graph signifies. So next we are having the logistic growth rate. Now the name itself implies that here the values will be more logical compared to the last one, right? Now what things has been observed here, the logistic curve actually is derived from the differential equation dnt dt is equal to rn 1 minus n by k, right? Now you are well versed with all the terms, only one term is important here which is new actually, that's why I'm saying, otherwise everything is important, and that particular term is nothing but k. Now k is carrying capacity of environment. Okay, what is carrying capacity? The word carrying capacity means how many persons can be afforded, right, by the environment at a given place. For example, say you are considering 100 square feet land. Now under that 100 square feet land, how much is the capacity of that particular land or the environment adjoining that particular land to just carry the human beings? Means here we need to see that how many human beings can live in that particular area without any problem, right? Without any problem means, suppose one particular room is having a capacity of 30 students. Now if I am forcing 100 persons to sit in that particular room, there will be problem of sitting, there will be problem of air, there may be problem of light, there may be problem of sound system, there may be problem of water or problem of anything else, right? So just the limit, right, how much we can take or how much say seats we can provide, this sort of things are actually called carrying capacity. Okay, so whenever environment is considered, it is called the carrying capacity of environment. Now if you look at the graph, you will see that here also we are seeing a positive slope since population generally increases with time. But here some important fact, here's one important fact is that the population is not that much stiffly rising as it rises in terms of the exponential growth of population. Okay, so these two graphs are actually little bit different, and this particular graph is also called population at a saturation value. Okay, so here we have seen about the carrying capacity and logistic growth and the exponential growth model. Now if we want to just have the differences, which is a very important question for you, that what are the differences between the logistic growth model and the exponential growth model, what differences will come into being? Can we just jot it down? What differences will come? First of all, the difference is the equation itself, that exponential growth means nt is equal to n0 e to the power rt, whereas logistic growth means tnt dt rn 1 minus n by k. Okay. The second point of difference is that exponential growth model provides absurd data, illogical data, whereas the logistic growth model provides accurate and logical data, right? Third point will be exponential growth model does not considers the carrying capacity, which is very, very important, whereas the logistic growth model considers the carrying capacity of environment. Okay. And fourthly, you can present the graph. Okay. So this was all about the exponential growth model, logistic growth model, and basically population growth. Now we people have also discussed about the different type of rates, actually birth rate, death rate or mortality rate, right? And how the population in a given area increases, that also we people have discussed. So what important things we have derived from this particular lecture is that we need to see how population growth actually occurs. Okay, why population increases and how population increases, how increase in population affects the local area, the local environment, how it affects on the food, how it affects on water, everything we need to consider, right? And here also we have seen that the population growth can be studied in terms of certain models which are called the population growth models, and there are basically two types of models. One is the exponential growth model, another is the logistic growth model. Now we have seen the necessary derivations whatever are considered for the exponential growth model and the logistic growth model. The derivation of logistic growth model is not actually in your syllabus, right? Only the exponential growth model derivation is there, but we people have seen both. Okay, and the graphs also explain that how the carrying capacity is considered in case of the logistic growth model, which has made it more logical and more important between these two models. Now you people may think that if logistic growth model is the actual good model, then why we'll be studying exponential growth model? See, this actually is a very what I can say contradictory question, because without having a complete idea about the exponential growth model, we can never have a proper idea about the logistic growth model. Okay, so whatever comes first, we have to learn that first. It may happen that you may think that in nursery class we can write directly a sentence why we are studying ABCD. Without having knowledge of ABCD, you cannot write the line. It is just like that. Okay, so just go through these lectures, and these lectures contain some little bit derivations. Okay, so just have it very see it very carefully, right? Because without that it will not be very easy for you to go through it. Okay, so see it very carefully, and if you face any problem, just consult with me. And there are few numericals also that comes from this particular end. The numericals are very easy, but if you face any problem, I'm just giving some questions at the end of this particular lecture. You go through the questions and try to find out whether you can solve it or not. Now if you cannot solve it, then you just jot it down in a piece of paper, and then we will discuss and we will solve it out. Okay, right? So let's wait for the third lecture, and that's all from the second lecture for the population growth model. Okay, so see you in the next lecture.